Alright guys, so just got this wave maker off of eBay. I'm sorry, Amazon. It's a Jebao or or whatever you want to call it. OW-25, which is, I believe, the newest model. I went for this one because I think it's the newest model, and I figured, you make the newest one, it's going to be the quietest, the smooth operating, and hopefully the longest lasting. And I do have another one of these wave makers in a 20-gallon long, and it works great. I don't have any issues with it, and I think it's an RW. So this one is OW-25. Pretty much looks like the same kind of pump. This one's a little bit bigger since it's going on a bigger tank. And it says here, external drive controller, no electric devices inside of pump for longer life. 3-dimensional big rotation angle to adjust output water direction. 4-pole super quiet motor. Mini size, strong power, master and slave wireless controller. So here we have the pump in operation. It is extremely quiet as far as in the ambient room of the room. I mean, I could barely hear it. I gotta put my ear up to the tank. The current setting I have it is almost at full blast. I recognize that on this controller they updated it a little bit more. Looks like the colors of the LED lights, or the lights they're using behind the panel, they kind of line up better as far as your speed goes. Everything else is pretty much the same as the standard Jebao wave makers. I'm getting a nice decent wave at the top of the tank. I'm not at full power. I'll go at full power. Let's see if we can get a bigger wave and see if we can hear the pump. I hear it a little bit more, but I don't think, since I'm a guy that likes a quiet tank, I really don't think this is going to have an effect on anybody in the room. It's really quite quiet. The wave's gotten quite a bit bigger now, and that's just about where I like it. So I figured out my setting. And reminder, anytime you guys go to set this wave maker, it's a wave. So before you get the result of your change, you have to wait till your old wave dissipates, and then you start your new wave. Wait to see if you like that, make another adjustment, and then you pretty much dial in where you want it. Doesn't take much. So I'm satisfied currently with the flow I'm going to be getting out of this one wave maker instead of having two. And I think it should be enough. I have other smaller pumps I can put in behind rocks or whatever if I need to. The setting that I would use would be this W1 setting, which shows here is just a pulse. I'm not sure the effect of what would happen if you did W2 in the same frequency. Let's try it, see what will happen here. I don't know what will happen, but let's see what happens. I do notice that in that first W1, wave 1, the pulse, you don't really see this pump come to a complete stop. So in the other ones, you notice that you can watch the propeller come to a complete stop. This one you don't. It does pulsate the same, but it just doesn't come to that complete stop. Maybe that's part of the design, so it doesn't wear itself out or something. I don't know, but at first I thought maybe it wasn't working and it was stuck in one setting, but then I realized it was working. When I put my ear up to the fish tank, I could hear it. So I think this is a quiet pump. I can't think of anything better for 60 bucks. I mean, if it lasts a year or two, hell, that's pretty good. I don't see, you can't go wrong with that. As far as an update on the tank, I got my Rockscape in. It's a Carib Sea Life rock. I'm going to start off with this Fluval 2.0 light, see how I can do. I do have a AI Prime I could put on. I'm going to use my old Fluval 1.0 LED light as a refugium light on the back side of one of these compartments. And then I'll probably find another light and do another refugium in the other one, maybe grow some different type of algae or maybe mangroves or something. So we're still waiting for this tank to cycle. I tried doing a fishless cycle, no mollies, nothing that's going to bring in strange bacteria like a big giant shrimp. Basically, I just used Dr. Tim's, and Dr. Tim's did not get rid of the ammonia at 5 parts per million. It didn't go away. So then I went out and bought some Biospira. That's an Instant Ocean brand, and the ammonia went away pretty quickly. So right now I'm just lagging along with nitrites. I have nitrites, I have no ammonia. The nitrites seem to be going away slowly, so I'm just leaving it be. I also dosed ammonia again just to see what would happen, because you can't just leave anything alone. I always got to mess with it. So I dosed ammonia again, brought it up to I think like the darkest green on an API scale. Let me see, I have one here I believe, yeah. So I dosed ammonia again to see what would happen, to about 4 to 5 parts per million. That's the second from the bottom on the ammonia scale. And within about a day or two, it went away again. So this tank is doing pretty well. I think I could definitely put a fish in here if I want to. But we're going to wait a little bit longer. I'm going to add my sand. Once these nitrites start to go down, that's when I'm going to add my sand. I'll measure for ammonia and I'll measure for nitrites again, and see if that spikes a little bit when I add the sand, because I have some sand sitting dry from my old system, so I'm sure it's got some organic material in it. And then I have some that's sitting in a bag, Carib Sea life sand or live sand, and we'll put that in. And I'll probably have to buy some more sand. I'll probably go with Fiji Pink, so I'll have a combination of Fiji Pink and then the special grade mix. That'll be good for little sand sifting fish, Watchman goby, blue cheek gobies, things like that. So yeah, this pump, I'd highly recommend it so far. It's quiet. I don't notice it at all. And yeah, what the heck, man? For like $60 on Amazon, can't go wrong. I just can't see paying for like a Vortec pump. The amount of money you'll have to spend for that, it just seems like crazy. So anyways, yeah, Biospira, you'll see in the other video I have coming that I didn't finish yet because I'm doing a voiceover and I'm not very good at this. It's I threw the Biospira in and I threw a fish in right after. I threw a fairy basslet or royal grama right in there, right after I dumped the Biospira in, and it did fine. The ammonia never spiked, although it has high nitrites. This fish seems healthy. It had a fluke or two that showed up. I hit it with copper. He's living in there for copper for the next, got 10 more days left on it, and 10 more days left on the copper treatment. By that time I would assume this is ready to put a fish in. I'll have my sand in it. That'll be the first fish. Then I'll slowly add fish and get some corals and go from there. Alright guys, that's about it. So stand by for the my little review on the Biospira pour and dump method of cycling a tank.